Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with reTHINK Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 39. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at reTHINK Coaching. And as always, I just want to thank you for sharing your time with me. Time is truly our most valuable gift, and it does not go unnoticed that you're sharing your time with me. So today, I wanted to talk about the truth. And what I mean by the truth is I really want to make sure that if you're listening to this, you understand why I am focused so much on thoughts and mindset and strategies and business as well, because that is what makes us different at reTHINK Coaching. And some of you, I just take for granted you know who I am, but we're in 26 countries where thousands of people have downloaded and listened to us. And I'm realizing that not everybody has, I've not had the privilege of meeting everybody who's listening. So I want to make this really, really crystal clear. And I want to give you some resources to help you out. And I want to get you to think your path to success, because this was the one thing that when I experienced it as a human made the biggest difference in the speed into which I was able to be successful, the speed into which I was able to earn income at a very high level, the speed at which I was able to experience a less stressful, more balanced business and life. And it is when I realized that I was allowing myself to be in a default mode more than intention mode. And what do I mean by that is so many of us do what we are doing, coaching, selling, leading, whatever it is that you're doing in your business and life. And we just sometimes fall into this rut of, well, that's just the way it is. Well, that's experiencing business and life through default. This one conversation I had with my coach back in 2008 or 9 was truly the moment that I realized that I got to choose. I got to decide and create an intention for the business and life that I was living. So let me give you what was going on in my world so you can understand why this is so important and why I spend as much time as I do in this podcast to give you resources on the mindset side, because this is what I know. There are a ton of resources on business strategies, business planning, business goal setting, business this, business that, business leadership. But what there isn't enough of is marrying that to the self you. So business you and self you have got to be connected and treated equally as important. So how this happened for me, and I've shared this with you all, I was recruited to lead a franchise organization. Not the whole thing, a local office. And it was a position that I'd never done before. It was a job that I had never really done before, but I loved the idea of the challenge. Now, I did not know that the local branch that I was taking over was in such bad shape. I really didn't. And that was on me. I didn't do the right research, but I just felt in my bones and my soul that I needed to go do this. Plus, Gene Frederick, who I had the privilege of meeting and really changed trajectory of my world back in 2008-09, was going to be my business partner. And I really wanted to be in proximity to him. So took the position, and gosh, probably 8 months into it. So let me add this little caveat to it. After being in the position and selling my real estate team and moving this different direction of leadership, we were getting notices from the corporate office that they were going to revoke our franchise agreement. Now, that was a pucker moment for me because I had walked away from what I had known. Now, could I go back and rebuild it? 100% I could. Did I want to? No, I was really committed to this new journey. But getting a letter or two from your franchise corporate office saying, based upon your numbers, based upon how you're performing, you have 30 days or we're going to pull your franchise agreement. We're going to close the doors. And also I had a huge financial responsibility that there are other people that were invested in this franchise with me. So anyway, I went into full on business strategy like never before. I put my strategizing hat on, and in a previous life with Marriott Hotels, I kind of was put in a position of saving failing hotels. And so this was nothing new to me, just different category. And probably about 8 months in, I'm so grateful for my coach at the time who didn't pull me aside. We're on a call, and she said, "You're going to fail." And I was somewhat offended by it, but in the back of my mind, I wanted to hear what she's saying, because what was happening was the results I was getting in the first 30, 60, 90 days weren't coming as easily as they were, even though I was doing the right activities as we were 6 months, 7 months, 8 months into this journey. Now, I did achieve not having our franchise pulled, but you could see that things were changing. And she said to me, "Listen, your KPIs, your key performance indicators, you're crushing them. Your business side is on point. You're doing exactly what we've agreed to do, the strategies we've outlined. You are killing it when it comes to taking action. You're lacking in results, and let me tell you why." And she laid out that I was starting to slide into a position of losing faith that the activities were going to generate the result. I was showing up energetically in a place of fear or scarcity because the numbers weren't there. So each appointment I had was more critical to convince that person to come and work with us than ever before, because the number of at-bats I was having were drastically reduced. And so conversion was incredibly important. And so once she pointed this out to me, a light bulb went off, and we had a new strategy in place for me to work on my mindset, my thoughts, my beliefs, my energy. And this is what I love about the work I get to do. It was in that moment that I started working that self-you side of the business, because I look at business two different ways: the business you and the self-you. The moment I realized that my self-you was sucking wind and started working on that, the results started to go up. The KPIs, I didn't do anything different. I was doing the same activities, going through the same motions, setting the appointments, going on lunches, having coffees, having happy hours, doing networking events, all of the stuff I was still doing. But all of a sudden, I started getting better results. And it was because my belief, my energy, my thoughts changed. And if you think about it, right? If I show up to an appointment and I am in a place of stress, I'm doubtful that you're going to come join me. I am doubtful that what I'm doing is working. What was I thinking by taking on this challenge? That energy is going to be there with me on that call. And that person that I'm talking to is going to feel it, and I'm going to repel them and push them away. So the second I started doing the self-you work, things changed. And that was when I went and got certified in the different certifications that I hold, so that I could do that same thing for other people. So that's what makes reTHINK coaching so different. We do not just focus on the business side, we focus on the you side. And one without the other is just a part of the equation. If you are like I was, just obsessed with the KPIs and doing those things, you're only taking care of part of the equation of success. And you're going to continue to hit a goal ceiling and not be able to break through it. And you actually will start to slide backwards. And you may be experiencing this in your business. You may be experiencing that you do fine for a while. In fact, things are clicking along, and then something happens where you start falling behind. And you get to where there is such a deficit or such a gap between your actual and your goal that you are forced to just push on the gas pedal at a level that is not healthy, and you bring it back up, but you never break through. You might get caught up, you might be a little bit short, but you start to close the delta, that gap between your actual and your goal. And then all of a sudden you start sliding backwards again. That is a symptom of somebody who is only paying attention to a portion of the success formula. So if you are a coaching client of mine or any other coach within reTHINK Coaching, you know that we do both. You know that we will coach to both sides of the equation, not one or the other. And that has been what has been my greatest pleasure, to be able to partner with someone and watch them flourish, watch them break through a ceiling that they didn't think they were ever going to be able to break through, and to experience phenomenal things. And that's all done because we work on thoughts, feelings, actions, results. It's all done because we look at the equation of, are we playing to win or are we playing not to lose? How are we showing up? Where is our energy? Everything that I have talked to you about so far up to this point on this podcast, Mindset Architect podcast, is what we spend time with on our one-on-one clients and our group clients. So if this resonates with you, if all of the podcasts that you've listened to all have struck you in a way that has made you think differently, feel differently, act differently, get different results, there's more to come. I would invite you to consider working with us either one-on-one or joining one of our group programs. We have a powerful group program right now based around the playing to win mindset, the playing to win strategies, both business and self. So we've got assessments for you to take to see where we are. We've got resources available to help you move forward. We've got resources on the business side, resources on the self side. This is a really powerful group coaching program. So whether you're a coach, a realtor, you are part of a MLM that sells health goods, if you are a CEO or a CMO or a C-suite or a leader or just a general entrepreneur, this is a great opportunity for you. And I'd invite you to go explore it. So best thing to do is to join us for a free webinar. We offer that at least once a month. You can always register for the webinar around Play to Win by going to my profile on my Instagram, Tony M. Caliendo, and signing up for the webinar. That's step number one. Step number two is sign up for the coaching program. I promise you it will change things, and you will get to experience your business by intention, not by default. I will take you on a journey that helps you stay faithful to your possibility, set your intended outcome, experience joy and peace in your business. That is all part of the program. So go explore that on our website. If you have any questions, reach out to me directly. I'm happy to answer them. If you are interested in exploring a one-on-one coaching partnership, I'm going to ask that you reach out to me directly and we can schedule a strategy session together to make sure we're the right fit. I will not take somebody into my private schedule or assign them to one of my coaches who's just not the right fit, who's not willing to do all of the work, not just the business side, not just the self side. You've got to do both. And so we will have a strategy session to see if we would be a good fit. And if we are, I would welcome you into either my schedule, if I have a space available, or one of our other coaches that might have some space available. All are very talented, and we make sure that you got put with the right person. But I really do want you to sit back and think about, what are you experiencing right now that's frustrating you? What are you experiencing right now that might be holding you back from experiencing the success that you want? If you can, with honesty, sit and look at your business and look at the business strategies, those key performance indicators, those KPIs, and you can, in all honesty, say, I'm doing them and I'm just not getting the same results I used to. And now I'm starting to question whether I should keep doing them. This is exactly where you need to be. We need to work on that other part of the business. So think about it like a scale. I think it's Libra in the zodiac world. But if you think about the old scales that have the two sides, and there's the business you and there's the self you. And most of the time when people come into our coaching world, they're usually pretty tilted with the business side getting the bulk of the attention and the self side getting very little of the attention. And our goal is to balance that out. On occasion, we'll get somebody who's all self, a little woo-woo, and thinks that they can manifest whatever they want to manifest by just thinking about it and not taking action. So occasionally, someone will show up a little tilted on the self side, but the majority of the time, we find people that are tilted on the business side and aren't taking care of the person. So again, this is what I love. When you do this, you'll start to see results and not necessarily change your actions, not change your KPIs. The only thing that changes is how you show up, the energy you bring with you, the beliefs that you bring to the party, and the success that you get to experience. That's where the shift will happen and change. So if this is the first time you're listening to this podcast, you're thinking, what the heck is he talking about? Go back and listen to episode number 1, where we talk about the thought flow model. That is a foundational piece for everything that we do. And honestly, is the foundational piece for how the world works. And then I think it's what are we on? Episode 39. I think it was episode 37. Just check the title, where I did a little bit of a deep dive into playing to win, playing not to lose. That's a really important concept to grasp. It was so important that we wrote a group coaching program around it. But go get the general concept and idea of it, and just know that we have taken that and put it on steroids and have created a group coaching program around this philosophy that will change your success. It just will. And if you have questions, you can reach out to me directly, Tony at rethinkcoaching.com. And again, you can go to my Instagram, Tony M. Caliendo, click on the bio or the profile, and there are links in there to join the webinar, which is the Play to Win webinar, which I cannot encourage you to do enough, just to get a taste of what's to come. I appreciate you being here. As always, go make it a great weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I think you're going to hear this after the holiday. It's Memorial Day weekend coming up, which also happens to be my birthday weekend. So I am going to go enjoy time with my family and friends and celebrate another great trip around the sun. I don't take those for granted, because there are a lot of people who don't know that that trip is their last trip. And I am so grateful to be able to experience my life and my business by intention that I cannot wait for this weekend. So I will talk to you all next week. Go make it a great week and pay attention to what you think might be holding you back. We'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.